spirit for his own good. I don't want no trouble.
Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good field hand, boss. Good field hand, massa.
That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand and you can stay here.
Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good now. Toby be real good.
Field Negro, the house Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food, what he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save their master's house quicker than the master would. The house Negro, if the master said, we got a good house here, the house Negro said, yeah, we got a good house here. Whenever the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would. If the master got sick, the house Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. We sick. He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, let's escape, let's separate, that house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this? Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food than this? That was that house Negro. In those days, he was called a house nigger. And that's what we call him today because we still got some house niggers running around here.
What is good, my people? We are live, back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. What's going on, Raw? Um, and yo, first of all, let me say, I apologize because I was waiting to see if Matron was coming on. She might still be coming on. I'm not sure. Usually it's 7 o'clock, so I was trying to wait to see. So if she does come on, make sure y'all go over there to support her and everything she doing. Because I apologize for coming on because she be on Mondays, so it's definitely her day. So um, not sure if she changed the time or something. So I apologize to her first and foremost. And also I was coming on here to say like I got another mic or whatever, and I thought I was coming really just to test it out to see if it worked, but apparently it's not the mic because I got a new one and it's still doing the same thing. So I was really coming on here to test it, and then I see now that it's not even working. As soon as I get on here, it's still saying the same thing. So it's probably my computer. I don't know. But I was coming on here just to test it out for a minute, just to see what was up. But I guess ain't nothing up really. So but anyway, you know how I do though. I don't want to just come on here for no reason and not do anything. And like I said, I apologize if Matron do come on here. I thought it was 7, so I apologize if I got it wrong. I'll get it right next time. But if she does come on, make sure y'all go listen to her and y'all can come back and listen to this on the playback or whatever. Cause okay, you hear me? Yeah, see, I'm not on the mic though. I had to use my phone, so I can't see anything. And I had a mic, but for some reason it's not plugging up no more. So I don't know. But yeah, I had to come back to my phone. That's why I got two things here. And I'm trying to test it out to see if I can get it to work because I had to reset my whole computer and everything. So I lost everything and it still ain't even work. But anyway, let me show you what we talking about. today. Well, I'm gonna talk about today, and then I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm gonna get off of here because apparently it just still didn't work. But this is definitely the theme for today.
Good.
I don't want no trouble.
Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good field hand, boss. Good field hand, massa.
That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand and you can stay here.
Ah, Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good now. Toby be real good.
See, this is a lot of black folks today, and and then you hear brothers like this. Now I don't really know who this guy is, like is Wallow or something like that. But this is the mindset of Negroes today. You know what I mean? Like it's the we sick boss mentality. Hold on, my bad. Let me.
Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. About what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them to spend it at. Rather it's Porsche, Ferrari, Land, I'm going to do what I do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you are going to make it. I'm not no fake ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the number one in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions and I make millionaires, baby. You understand me? I come from the
There's a lot of people.
Forget that dude there, but you see this brother sitting here talking about like this is the mental. This you only gonna see stuff like this with black people. Like, oh, don't just be calling something out because it's black. Don't just do this because it's black, right? And then when you see black people standing up for what we supposed to stand up, somehow it offends everybody. But that's cool. That means we on the right track, Because speaking of defending each other, I want you to check this out because a lot of times people don't want to talk about or anybody else, especially the shysters. Right. So these oh damn. Yeah, these Jewish dudes attacked a brother in a wheelchair. Right. And so here are these shysters sitting here assaulting a man in a wheelchair. Right. Speaking of communities standing up for each other. Hold on, let me see. This might be a better one.
911! How can you do that to a man in a wheelchair?
Troy McLeod says he was taking his dogs for a walk on Lincoln Place when this man, identified as Levi Kabakov, appeared agitated and told McLeod to take his dogs away from his children, something McLeod says he did, adding his dogs were muzzled and not aggressive.
My dogs did not do anything to his children, and even when he was violating me, my dogs still didn't involve themselves to hurt him.
Police say the suspect continued to act aggressively, throwing a wooden block at McLeod and striking him multiple times with a bench before pushing him out of his chair. Despite onlookers' attempts to stop him, he now faces 2 counts of second-degree assault.
If you have a problem with anything, call someone, take a time out.
I see. Yeah, I gotta figure something out because I keep hearing myself. That's why I'm trying to do this and figure it out real quick. But no, you see this, right? You have this brother here being attacked by, of course, the shysters.
A disturbing scene caught on video when a man in a wheelchair is assaulted in Crown Heights. Tonight, that victim is speaking out. And News 12's Rob Flax has this exclusive story.
Yeah, shocking video showing the moment that Troy McLeod is attacked while simply taking his dogs for a walk.
Call 911! Call 911! How can you do that to a man in a wheelchair?
I was in panic and then I tried to get up, but lucky thing someone was there.
Felt like a vengeful vibe to me because for the extent of the
the situation. There was no need for it.
Troy McLeod says he was taking his dogs for a walk on Lincoln Place when this man, identified as Levi Kabakov, appeared agitated and told McLeod to take his dogs away from his children, something McLeod says he did, adding his dogs were muzzled and not aggressive.
Now, if that brother had stabbed him in the chest, then he'd be wrong, right? Right? He approached him on some violent stuff. And if this brother had defended himself and let's say he had some kind of weapon on him, right? He may not have had his candy bar, but he did have, his Carmelo on him. Now, he would be wrong if he defended himself, right? Okay.
Adding his dogs were muzzled and not aggressive.
My dogs did not do anything to his children. And even when he was violating me, my dogs still didn't involve themselves to hurt him.
Think about that. He was getting beat up and his dogs didn't even come attack for him. And he probably called them off, and they probably would have, but do you see the psychology in all of this? Even attack dogs or his dogs didn't even do anything to defend him while he was being jumped, a man in a wheelchair being jumped by a bunch of shysters. Now, you wonder why they call them shysters. Y'all call them small hats, Jews, whatever you want to call them. Right, because we're not gonna ignore. I know how y'all like to make excuses because y'all want to find an ally so damn bad, but you have no damn friends. Like if you even looked at a little bit of our history, you'll see over and over and over and over. Hell, if you look in the last 10 years, you'll see that you have no friends. But for some reason, we don't even understand that, and we'll be like, even our dogs, to tell our dogs not to don't do anything while I'm getting beaten down. It's crazy.
Police say the suspect continued to act aggressively, throwing a wooden block at McLeod and striking him multiple times with a bench before pushing him out of his chair. Despite onlookers' attempts to stop him, he now faces 2 counts of second-degree assault. McLeod says the attack has left him with chronic pain in his hands, which he needs to get around.
When he hit me with a big piece of bench, I had to block it twice. So that's why my hand was in pain.
He tells us he wants Kabakov.
And think about it. A brother in a wheelchair, they jumped a brother in a wheelchair and he still is able to tell the story. He talking about how he blackened the wood and he just hurt his hands. Right? That's how strong you are compared to them. Right? They try to assault you and you see what happens. You think I'm making it up? Like every time, if you go back in history and you see when black people fought back, a lot of pieces of their skull became missing. It's crazy.
To take responsibility and for people to know it is never okay to resort to violence.
If you have a problem with anything, call someone, take a time out. But you have no right to put your hands or violate anyone for no reason.
How can you do that to a man in a wheelchair?
You hear that? How can you do that to a man in a wheelchair? Ain't that something? And they looking at you like, how could you not? There's only Negroes that got this magical Negro thing. And speaking of that, and I don't know if y'all hear me, if I'm coming through, all right, or if I'm tripping. Do y'all hear me? Raw, if you still there? And like I said, I ain't gonna be on here long. It got to be something better than this, though. Anyway, as you see on the screen, we gonna be doing what Negroes do. It is brother over in China being followed around because he's trying to walk around with some Asian Denisovin girl. Okay, thank you, Raw. Look at this brother, man. Oh, man.
there restraint that this?
It's not funny because we be the only black people in the building, you know? And we be looking like this, Raw.
Do it spirit for his own good.
I don't want no trouble.
Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good field hand, boss. Good field hand, massa.
That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand and you can stay here.
Ah, Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good now. Toby be real good.
Is that some spite in that last real good boy? Oh, it's my bad. So, speaking of that, real quick, I'm gonna go through this as fast as I can. Oh, I wasn't even playing it, so my bad. All right, but anyway, so I'm playing this right because your brother, good old Al Sharpton, he had an event, right? And shouts out to the black farmers, but the black farmer was like, "What the hell? Y'all ain't clapping for good old Al Sharpton?"
Is it still morning or still morning? And the river is it afternoon? Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to give honor to God first and foremost. And I'd like for y'all to give Reverend Sharpton a round of applause. Hold on, we can do better than that. I said we can do better than that. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. My name is John Boyd, founder and president of the National Black Farmers Association. We've been fighting for survival, and I would like to say this to Reverend Sharpton, he's always been there. He ain't just show, he's always been there. And when I got stuck in the Senate on the $1.25 billion, they killed my bill 9 times on the Senate floor, and the last person that did it, he was from New Jersey, Senator Menendez. He wanted to get some stronger language in there for Hispanics. And Reverend Sharpton, we are.
And that's we gonna stop the bill because we need some stronger language for Hispanic. What about us? You're you can do better than that now, Roy. Go ahead and clap it up for him.
Understood that. I called Reverend Sharpton. I said, Reverend Sharpton, they killed my bill again, man. They was trying to pass it by unanimous consent. And he said, well, who did it? And I told him who did it. And he said, well, can you meet me on the Hill tomorrow? I said, I'm already here. We had the meeting, and the bill passed by unanimous consent for $1.25 billion to 20,000 black farmers.
Okay. That's good. Now I'm saying me included, we gotta fight to make sure you get your money now, right? We gotta make sure we get the dollars, you know. But my also question is, did they sharpen the language for the Hispanics? Or did I get more? How much did these Hispanics get? And what about the Denisovans or the Asian people, as you know them? What about them? Did they get some? Oh, that's just questions, but you're right. We need to make sure now that black farmers, so you got a black mother and a black daddy, and hell, two black grandmas and two black granddaddies. How about that? And you farming, and we gonna fight to make sure you get these farm monies, and then we gonna come back and support you with that. All right. All right. So, anyway, just so I can get through this, right? 'Cause speaking of Al Sharpton. Because guess what? Your boy here wants to I don't know if y'all still following your boy Al Sharpton, but he done met with Target. He done threw y'all under the bus. Ain't that something?
Target so desperate they had a meeting with Reverend Al Sharpton. Do he not understand the generational difference? We are not a generation who need a leader. Y'all individually got us messed up. Let's start there. I don't care what this meeting is about. The answer is still a no. And quite frankly, most of us only know the skinny Al Sharpton anyway. No shade. And I appreciate all the efforts and all the
Y'all only know the skinny, big head Al Sharpton. Pocket change. That's what it sound like. But I'm still, let's fight to get our monies, though. You know what I'm saying? But, and speaking of Al Sharpton, right?
things he's done for us. Don't get me wrong, but it's a no. I honestly feel like he shouldn't have taken the meeting. That would have made a bigger stance. There is no conversation that's needed. Y'all been talking since the 70s. Like, we need the action. Because in my opinion, anything he said in the meeting does not matter. Like, if he does not change the actual DEI policies and go ahead and revert the stuff that they was so thirsty to revert on day one.
Oh, by the way, we got to make sure those Hispanic parts in there is sharp, right? Before it get rejected again. Why y'all speaking of DEI?
None of this, all of this is none and void. Now, Al Sharpton is allies with Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant said, look, we're going to do phase 2. He want 40 more days after this meeting, baby. Make it 60. Make it 80. Because what is going on here? What y'all thinking about this? Y'all doing another Target?
Good old Al Sharpton. So, apparently, he's speaking for black people. Sharpton, he's like, he finna end the meeting. He done met with Target and threw y'all under the bus. But I don't know. Is y'all support? Y'all support it? Do y'all support him doing that? I don't know. He's trying. Apparently, a lot of people want to speak for black people these days, don't they? Jeez.
Running is everything to me.
And I don't even know if they are part of the community or not.
Scaling back. Knock, knock, knock. Seems the black community has a visitor. They roll back DEI. We roll back our wallets. Now Target is rolling back to us, hat in hand. It's giving karma. It's giving, oh, now you care? But more importantly, it's giving news. Let's rewind. Target tried to play cute earlier this year, scaling back their diversity and inclusion efforts after rallying up the right wing. Translation, they choose MAGA over melanin, and baby, it backfired big time. Now Brian Cornell is meeting with Reverend Al Sharpton. Yes, the Reverend Al Sharpton you see here, trying to patch things up with the very black community they thought was disposable. Oh, so now we matter?
This is a message for Target and Target only. Okay? Are you listening? Whoever told you to do a sit down with Reverend Al Sharpton, you should fire them. Because I, like many other Americans, do not look towards Al Sharpton to be the beacon of hope. I don't look towards Al Sharpton to help me define and or curate my moral compass. I don't know who told you, but Al Sharpton is not the leader of the Black liberation movement. He wasn't even the person leading the conversation on DEI. Al Sharpton is not relevant and hasn't been so in more than a decade. That's not to say that Al Sharpton doesn't represent a subgroup of African Americans who believe and think the way that he does. But if for 1 second you think that one
quote unquote subgroup. The same group that'll call us racist, by the way. As you call a black person calling another black person racist, as if racist is a bad thing. Like it's so messed up on so many levels.
Meeting with Al Sharpton is going to get black people to start flocking back to your company, because at this point you're going to have to do a lot more than have a photo shoot with a handful of black civil rights leaders to get us back into those stores. I've now curated my entire life to where I don't even think about anything that I could possibly need from Target. I drive past Target every day, don't have any inkling or itch to return. Why? Because you didn't understand your base. And you are willing to throw us under the bus in order to appease a subgroup of American voters who never shopped at Target anyway. Oh, and today's
Because guess why, bro? Newsflash: America is racist, as you would put it, or as they would say, white supremacist. You know? So basically, Raw, you know what they're saying to Al Sharpton? This is what black people are saying.
I said we can do better than that. We can do better than that.
That's what they're saying, bro.
Better than that. My name is John.
That's what they trying to tell whatchamacallit. Now let me do this so I can get off of here. Cause I had to show y'all this. I was like wanted to come on yesterday, but I couldn't. And I thought I had it fixed today, but I didn't. So check this out, all right? Apparently they had, and they can't do anything original. They even take the protest like it's crazy. Like how they have an uncreative bone in their body, like they don't have a creative bone in their body. It's crazy. And there's a weird smell. That's how you know there's like it's different. It's not right. Like they're like I don't know if you ever been close enough to one of them to see. It's a weird. It smells different than black people. Maybe it's because they don't take baths too. I don't know.
And all those different type of things. Well, if you remember, one of the bookmarks that I went over was about this Protect White Americans protest that they were supposed to be having on that same day. And as I was going through it, some people had informed me that it was indeed going on, like it was a live feed and everything. And I don't know what the U is. So they had the website. So they literally just put this website together. They put a bunch of different propaganda stuff on there, of course, against black people. They talked about the organizer, Jake Lang, who was a person attached to January 6th, and then basically asked for people going to come and attend, and then has Austin Metcalf's picture in there at the bottom. I know I'm scrolling kind of fast because for the sake of the video, but y'all can pause it and see the stuff, especially the parts about the stats that they made sure to go and collect when it came to black people to quote unquote support their cause. However, their cause wasn't as supported as one may think. And I was able to gather a picture of their so-called people. Now, that's probably just one side, but seeing how that one side just looks.
All right, so let's play some video from it.
You're not supposed to be here. You know you're not supposed to be here. You know you're not supposed to be here. Back up. Do not interfere. Do not interfere with the arrest. Move, please. Move, please. You're interfering by not letting us walk. Back up. Do not get in. Back up.
Circulated that was even more interesting and probably even funnier than this. And this involved the organizer of the event, Jake Lang. So I want you to go ahead and check this out.
So that's the white boy daddy on there, and he's telling them take the little Neanderthal boy face off of this protest or whatever. So this is him on the phone with him now.
Bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking. That's called white guilt. No, let it talk.
I give you your time. You take my son's face off your website.
White guilt.
Associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs.
You are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. You're creating by being weak, right? Sitting there and not standing up for yourself. You're creating a culture of more filling the name. And by not be willing to, oh no, let's keep going.
Hey, Jeff. That's the problem.
You know, I'll tell you this. At the beginning of America, even though he wasn't black, but let's for this story, he was black. A black man dove in front of the first bullet to save America. And on the painting, you can see the black dude in the background. And this is the black dude today in the video. So we updated from paintings to videos, but the black dude is still there in the background.
You've been submitted.
Hold on, hey, Jeff.
Trying to speak to
I'll
us.
handle it from here.
You've been submitted, sir. You're not going to make us back down. If we were all of your nature,
Guys, listen.
you're not going to say
What are we doing? Do you know who you're talking to?
No, let him finish. If we was all of that nature to where we let somebody of our own die and no consequences happen, what?
You don't do.
I'm talking to a black man.
You don't. No, you're not.
Okay.
You sit here. You talk about Trump.
But I am. You're not
Google my name and Trump.
I don't know who he is, but apparently he's like big with Trump. Let me run that back because I talked over it. Watch this.
Sir, you're not going to make us back down. If we were all of your nature,
guys, listen.
you're not going to say
what are we doing? Do you know who you're talking to? You don't do.
I'm talking to a black man.
You don't. No, you're not. Okay. You sit here. You talk about Trump.
He said, "You know who you talking to? Talking to an N-word is what he wanted to say, but he couldn't because he probably would have smacked him, and he would have been missing part of his." But he was like, "No, you're not talking to a black man." No, he tried to put like, "I know Trump. I'm cool with Trump." No, you're an N-word, fool. Because why you're an N-word? Because you're at a white people rally trying to talk some sense into them. That's some N-word stuff. You know what kind of stuff this is, Raw? You know what kind of stuff this is.
For massa. Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good field hand, boss. Good field hand, massa.
That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand and you can stay here.
Oh, man.
But I am. You're not
Google my name and Trump.
No, I'm not.
No. When you do that, my name is.
I agree with black males winning.
Google that.
But they're not winning right now.
What you're doing,
they're becoming degenerates.
What you're doing
and murdering.
So you just heard that right there. That's
ain't that some brother? Say, you know who I am? Yeah, you're an N-word. And of course, they had the conference with the parents of the brother Carmelo, who was being apparently
golden smooth survival skills. If you encounter one wolf, chances are
kicked him out, but he tried to get to he's just trying to make some, what they say, grifter. But watch this. Look at this fool here.
White American devil right here by the name of Rob Kosar. He wants to get a GoFundMe going to have Carmelo Anthony pushed. He said he want him up out of here, okay? And he has the support of people as well, okay? Check it out. You can go ahead and read it. This guy right here, Rob Kosar.
So this white boy straight put out GoFundMe to get a hitman because he said it's an eye for an eye up in here. Murderers deserve to not be breathing and being released to go to a new house. Of course, they mad they got a new house, but they threatening him. He got to go do what he got to do. Said he's going home with his mommy in a new home. I truly wish only the worst for him, right? Because this is what you're supposed to do to murderers, right? If forget all waiting all the facts and all of that. But see, like when people look at this, I'm like, why aren't you being like, yo, this is George Zimmerman's name right here? Like, forget what they're talking about. Yeah, you're right. It's an eye for an eye up in here. Murderers deserve to not be breathing.
These are the things that these people like him are putting online. They really exist, okay? They really exist. So people, this Carmelo Anthony situation is basically showing things that many of us already understand about America, Americans, illusions of together.
So this is the dude who put out a hit on the brother. This is Facebook page or whatever. So, and apparently he's saying things putting out hits online is okay. And I don't know if he ain't got arrested yet. So I don't know what that's telling you. So, but this is his Facebook. That's all I'm saying.
That keep people tolerant. Okay, these superficial things are usually to the primary benefit of white people, which are sports and rap music, entertainment, hind part shaking and all this other feel like they aren't getting their way, they go nuts. These spoiled, fat, ugly, pale crybabies, they get online, they start typing, anybody who said that this Carmelo Anthony situation is causing
So of course, so there you see, this is the white boy here. I don't know if y'all heard me what I said before, but this is his Facebook page or whatever. And apparently he thinks it's cool to put hits online and ain't nothing happened to him. So he's starting a GoFundMe for a hitman because murderers deserve to not be breathing and being released according to him. So you can take it for what it's worth. But this is the problem here. This white boy's quote unquote friend. Well, is he his friend? Let's see.
Austin is not who the black community is saying he is, or his family, because one of his teammates is actually black. A lot of his teammates are black. So we know it wasn't.
Oh, his teammates is black, so it's cool, y'all. He plays football with black people sometimes.
A racial thing.
So we know
Has
it's
black
okay.
people all over his ex, right? He shares their posts. That's not the signs of a racist kid. Most kids aren't racist. I've taught high school. They play around. They mess with each other.
Who he played at? What's his name? Thomas Sowell. That's the black dude he posted.
But that's not a reason to kill somebody. I taught my kids the right way. And what we taught our kids is that nonviolence is never the answer. You never use somebody, you go tell a teacher. That's what normal, civilized people, but we act like a bunch of thugs in the African American community, a lot of criminals, like we are, like uncivilized animals. And I said it.
So apparently this dude is an uncivilized animal. But I don't think he would actually bust a grape in a fruit fight. So I don't know what it. But he's a uncivilized animal. So why would we even listen to him then? If that's the case, if he's like so degenerate, why would we listen to him? You know, he did say we.
But the teammate of Austin comes out and says that they're lying on him. That he was a great player. That he was an amazing kid. He wasn't a racist.
Not the friend of him, but the teammate.
And comes to his defense. This makes me more mad every time I look at this, see something like this. This was Austin Metcalf's last words on X.
Yo, that's hilarious. His last words was faith that God got me. He had him. The God had him. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the gods of the earth. You know there. The God had him. And his work definitely paid off. You know, all of that work he put in. It's called karma, right? So that's hilarious because it's true. Faith that God got him and the God had him. Shouts out to the gods on the earth.
This look like a words of a racist. And if you look at his Facebook, his X page, full of black people, full of black teammates he shared their posts. He played around black people. He loved black people. So they're trying to paint him as a racist. It's a lie.
What is up, it's Kamal, and I wanted to show and read this post from one of Austin Metcalf's friends. Somehow I missed this friend and teammate. Seemed like they were maybe.
Oh, this young man right here. Is it really his fault though? Because his brain hadn't even developed yet to know not to go to the beach with them, I guess. I don't know. There's no excuses for none of us.
Good friends. At least Austin inspired him. And I guess this doesn't fit the narrative and this doesn't work out for the Carmelo family.
Oh.
Because it would not fall into the race narrative that this has to be a race issue. And we have some secret stuff about.
Well, it ain't black people the one out there protesting the statewide live. So I don't know. I don't know, young mulatto boy.
Austin Metcalf, alluding and insinuating that Metcalf or the Metcalf boys or the Metcalf family is racist. And so here's a friend. I hate that this happened to you, man. I'm forever defend your name. And he posted here, man, Austin, I'm really going to miss you. I never got the chance to play with you, But man, you were the
So instead of us reading that, let's just say what his friend said.
I don't want no trouble. Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good field hand, boss. Good field hand, massa.
That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand and you can stay.
Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good.
So we can skip everything he said. There you go. And y'all can pause it and read it if you want.
I'm right here. Referee.
But I haven't seen.
Oh, he was beside a referee one time, a black referee.
I've seen a lot of terrible things this week. Things that have actually brought tears to my eyes.
Yo, he had this t-shirt after round and found out. That's funny. You know what I forgot to pull up?
But I haven't seen anything quite as animalistic as this. Everybody has a right to think and feel how they want about this case, but you also have the obligation to still act like a decent human being. I'd say that this is vile and disgusting.
Oh, I spelled it wrong, but oh. Wait, I
William
forgot.
Philen, Caitlin Sim, good stoop, but last Friday, not content.
That's stupid, but anyway, y'all get the point. Trayvon Martin costume. So what was you saying, white bitch? You hypocritical Neanderthal. But that's hard to call them a hypocrite because that's their Neanderthal. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's like saying, I don't know, the same thing twice.
This is vile and disgusting, but those words don't. But you also have the obligation to still act like a decent human being. I'd say that this is vile and disgusting, but those words don't.
I forgot this one too.
Doing this justice. What if the roles were reversed and we made a t-shirt like this and mocked the death of a child? There would be literal rioting in the streets. There's a verse in the Bible that I'd like you to hear. It says this: "Be not."
What if y'all get the point? Right. George Floyd costume. Oh, okay, I can. But y'all get the point. And he's a child anyway. I put Trayvon Martin already. So y'all say.
I'd say that this is vile and disgusting, but those words don't even come close to doing this justice. What if the roles were reversed and we made a t-shirt like this and mocked the death of a child? There would be literal rioting in the streets. There's a verse in the Bible that I'd like you to hear. It says this: "Be not deceived. God."
Revelations. I forgot which one. What is it? 12 and whatever. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, that's what he'll reap. What you're putting out into this world is going to come back to you tenfold.
It's pretty wild what the whole case has turned into and become, and almost ironic given in that. And, you know, honestly, it seems like some of the most racist people to me, and some of the people are the ones screaming racism. seem to be the most racist ones in this case. I think on either side, it's actually exposed.
All right, we don't need to hear what he said. Watch this, yo. Raw, you the only ones. I don't know if you still listening, Raw, but
on behalf of the Black community, I would like to apologize to the parents of Austin Metcalf for making a hero out of the young man that killed your son. I apologize that there are so few fathers around and so few male figures around to teach the Black community about emotional discipline, about what's right from wrong, about emotional regulation, about not making a hero out of a thug and a criminal.
by the way, if you notice, they put pedophiles on the side of a mountain and call them forefathers. Pedophiles.
I apologize on behalf of the Black community because they are the ones that are raising money for your son's killer. They are the ones that are funding this new lavish lifestyle that your son's killer is living. I apologize on behalf of the Black community because they are so confused about, again, what's right and what's wrong, that in some weird, twisted sense of racial solidarity, they would celebrate the young man that killed your child in cold blood. I apologize on behalf of the Black community because you don't deserve to see this. You deserve to be leaving your child. You deserve to be remembering your child. You deserve to be able to share stories about what an amazing human being and young man he was.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
But instead, you're subject to online mobs that support the killer of your child. You are subject to people that are raising money to support the killer of your child. You are subjected to people in the Black community that are making excuses for the killer of your child and making your child seem that he is somehow at fault for being stabbed to death.
And being a thug,
So
right?
for what you are seeing on social media, for what you will continue to see for the next few months, I apologize to you on behalf of the Black community, because a lot of us are so bereft.
At least he knew that they gonna continue to see it though. I don't give him that. He knew they was gonna continue to see it.
Of empathy. A lot of us are so angry and hurt
Definitely
and bitter
bereft.
and damaged and trapped in cycles of pathology that we would make excuses for a young man that stabbed another young man to death. And we are so trapped in that pathology that we don't even know which way is up. I apologize on behalf of the Black.
We do know which way is down, and that's anytime you run up and he tell you, you touch me and see what happened, you could go down. So we might not know which way is up, but we know which way is down.
Community for their treatment towards your son's killer. And I can only hope that your child can rest in peace and that you can remember him as he was.
Well, he probably burning in hell, so probably not. And he ain't the only one here.
Family members, on the behalf of the Black community, on the behalf of our racism, our ignorance, the fact that we're justifying the murder of your son in the name of race. He's a human being. He was a good kid. He was a kid that did deserve to have his life snuffed out by some thug. And I say he's a thug because when you kill anybody, you're a thug, right? Any type of murder makes you this thuggish behavior. And so he deserved.
You heard it. Daniel Penny, thug. All the other ones y'all like to compare, thugs. But I've been saying that the whole time. There ain't no such thing as quote unquote good, as you would call it. It's all a perspective. Like y'all don't see y'all own perspective. That's the problem. Like if you look out of the perspective of empowerment for yourself, then there can be no such thing as good, because you show me there one who's there for your empowerment, not just, hey, I'm not cool with lynching somebody. I mean, I'm not gonna get involved in it, but I'm talking about your empowerment. I ain't gonna go there. Let me go.
It is sad that they don't offer the death penalty, and that they don't offer a life. He won't be getting life in prison. They're saying because of his age, which is sad because he deserves both. Because this boy will never see the light of day. So I refuse to submit to racism. I'm not a racist person. I love white people just as much as I love Black people. I'm a preacher. I'm a righteous preacher. So I don't see color because God won't allow me to. So I just apologize to the family that has to bear this on the behalf of a community that accepts and loves violence.
People was just
Okay, so y'all accept and love violence, but I wish, to be honest,
of a smart dumb Negro.
I got that wrong. I jumped out there on my emotions and that was inaccurate. And before we even get to that, all of you people that's like calling me all of these racial slurs and shit, because I'm saying being objective, I've donated.
Coon, Uncle, he's talking about this white crowd that was calling him the N-word. He's donated though.
I've donated to the Austin Metcalf family.
What?
I fundraised and promoted others to donate to the Austin Metcalf family.
By the way, dead people can't spend money, so why?
I have not donated to Carmelo Anthony's fund. because the Austin Metcalf's family is dealing with death, and they respectfully asked everyone to not make this about race. So I got that wrong. I jumped out there on my emotions, and that was inaccurate. And before we even get to that, all of you people that's like calling me all these racial slurs and shit, because I'm saying being objective.
Calling him. You see how fast he went to go N-word? All right, so real quick. Because I can skip her, I guess.
Until SWAT can get out to the residence, they surround it, they build up
the fact that a stabber killed
A
an
stabber.
unarmed high school track star and has walked free. I've heard from the bond hearing about how the stabber's family needs to, quote, survive, how they need more money in addition.
They need to, quote, survive. Unlike this white boy who family didn't teach him how to survive, which is don't mess with no black person because you could be missing part of your skull, you know?
To the nearly $500,000 they have raised online. But Dave Mack, I've heard very little about what the victim's family has endured on top of their son being murdered with his twin brother trying to stop the flow of blood. In addition to that, we now know there have been attacks on the victim's family, and the victim, Austin Metcalf's mother's home, was swatted. What happened?
Nancy, it's almost like a media blackout when it comes to the victim's family. At 8 o'clock at night.
So let's continue to blackout. I don't really need to hear all that. All right, let me wrap it up so I can get up here.
His mother's home was swatted. Someone calls police, an anonymous tipster, and says a victim has been shot in the mouth inside the home.
You have that 100% correct.
Maybe I'm projecting, but I recall when my fiance was murdered, I couldn't even think straight. I could barely form words. I felt
probably white on white crime.
Felt like just howling like an animal. And this is a mother whose son, a twin, has been stabbed dead, who bled out in the rain at a track meet. And someone swats her home.
Not one tear, by the way. No tear ducts, y'all.
I don't understand. Douglas Griffin joining me, senior police officer, president of the Houston Police Officers.
Whatever. Who cares? All right, bro. So I had to show y'all this.
I say, I know that's not true. This can't be true. Because, see, she hit it on the head. See, when she said this right here, there's safety. She said safety right there. See, safety caught my attention because he didn't feel safe. If he didn't feel that safe, I would like to know, why did you go get your brother and not get an adult? So you felt safer with your brother. Why? Because what, your brother gonna pin him down? What, your brother gonna put his karate chops on him? Oh, how do I know he's in karate? Let's take a look at, let's go back and let's take a look at a clippy whip that I just found. I say, I know that's not true. This can't be true because there's no way he feared his life. He had just came from shooting pigs. Not only did he come from shooting pigs, y'all been in karate. See, one want to know why I could do certain things. I went to karate class as well. See, at the end of the day, you got to make it make a little bit more sense. Y'all hiding the modern day Menendez twins, are you?
Had a person show up at his house, banging on the door.
And back. He got his pistol on his shirt right here. What is this right here? I mean, you got the daddy already sitting with his pistol already cocked back. He got his pistol on his shirt right here. What kind of AK rifle is that? You got one son that looked like he's scary as hell. Unless led right. Look at this face. Look how he holding his stuff. See, they already know about the stanzas. He already in appropriate stance. See, I overlooked some of this stuff. Because, see, I was trying to hone in and just get that ass. But, see, sometimes you got to go back and you got to be very detailed about things. Together, it becomes toxic. I said to someone yesterday in the panel, and I'm going to say it again because I said it yesterday. I said it Saturday, and I'm going to say it again Monday. Today is 4/21, and I'm going to say it again. Sometimes when you got to get to the bottom of the truth, you got to go inside waters and in woods and stuff that you might normally not want to go in. But I'm going to tell you like this. In a case like this, white people, in a case like this, black people, if you don't have a strong enough bond with the other race, y'all gonna have a relationship out of whack. It ain't gonna be no more, because right now you got of biracial nieces and nephews.
All right. So she started going on about some. So, in other words, let's just end it with this.
It's not groundbreaking information, Kwasim. Imagine me singing "Kill the Jews" or something like. How this guy? What's his problem?
This is my problem, fool. You can talk about kill the Jews. Why kill the Jews?
A wheelchair.
I was in panic. I was in.
That to a man in a wheelchair.
That's bad. That's racist.
Bad example, son.
I sing it. My lemma is
on what you think.
Tempted I was to sing that alone in my room once. Catchy song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Kill the Boer chant.
Kill the Boer chant.
Catchy song, isn't it?
Yeah.
The war,
Yeah.
the farmer. You know how tempted I was to sing that alone in my room one time. I was like, how did Malema come up with this?
Wow. I mean, for me, it was really interesting. And the first time I encountered his analysis of that song, he actually used Kiss. And for me, I was really new in South African research. So I didn't understand what he meant by Kiss the Boer and the song Dubuli Punu. So it was the first time. And my closer is I'm still learning now. I'm trying to, for me in Africa, I speak Hausa, some Yoruba, some Igbo. I'm now going into Swahili and now closer. Wow. And some other
congratulations, man. You are pushing.
Yes, I do. I'm also doing Afrikaans because I speak Swedish.
You're like, I'm going with English, fool.
Swedish and Finnish. And
maybe some French.
It's really important thing. It was now kill the Boer and all of that. And the Constitutional Court had this ruling that this is not it shouldn't be seen as I think allegedly or hate speech or something like that. That whole protection. Now, I want to know from your perspective, do you think that song is still relevant in South Africa of today? And secondly, what do you think?
Is it relevant in the world today? Raw, do you think it's relevant in the world today, the song Killed the Boer?
Right, South Africa should be doing to bridge this supposed income inequality. That is the basis for all of this, the basis for the persistence of this kind of song in South Africa. Is there anything the whites could be doing? Have they done already enough? Or how do you think this whole thing can be ratified?
Yeah, this one is a good one because
that's a question for y'all tonight to think of. How can this be ratified?
Now, many white South Africans are confused on what we should do about this. People are literally singing about killing our race, killing our people. What should we do? We're South Africans too. I mean, why are they doing this? And thanks for that question. And now I'm going to say this. The Kill the Boer song is very relevant in today's South Africa, but it shouldn't be. Because we live in a democratic society. I believe we're supposed to be in an equal society, the society that was promised to us by the very same ANC that got into power. But as honest as I'm with things, I think you can agree with me with the fact that the ANC that came into power in 1995 is not the same ANC that came into power in 2018. It's not the ANC that's been in power since then. It's a completely different ANC, a different ANC of criminals who run criminal syndicates, do whatever they can to make sure the people stay under their control. And one of the many ways for people to stay under the control is fear. Things like the 2021 riots, they could have evidently stopped, but didn't deliberately. Things like the Kill the Boer song, right? Of course, you know, that's hate speech. I mean, it's not groundbreaking information, Kwazim. Imagine me singing Kill the Jews or something. Like, you think, how this guy, what's his problem? That's bad. That's racism. I'm a racist if I sing it.
Are you a racist, or are you simply reacting to something like this?
911! How can you call 911? How can you do that to
Now, what if that he had a knife and he stabbed him in the heart? Would that be wrong? Or he let his dogs, who he didn't even let loose on these fools? Maybe that's what they think about, brother, young brother.
I'm a racist if I sing that. Malema is a racist for doing that. Every EFF member who sings
that a bad thing?
EFF, every single member who sings that song, every single member who was there in the stadium that day who did that knows they are racist, Marxist, who should be punished for singing that. Because if the white person did that, they would be crucified.
By the way, Marxist was a racist. That's the funny part. He said he wanted to exterminate Negroes.
Crucified. I'm telling you, yeah. The moment a white person does that, they are not forgiven. You saw what they tried to do with Ronaldo goals by posting that viral video of his, the old one that resurfaced. Malema now in 2025 saying, kill the poor, kill the farmer, kill the white man, made a catchy song out of it. And nothing was done for him because the people pulling his strings made sure nothing was done for it. It's a very relevant song in today's society, which is actually really sad because what that tells me is that as much as we want to be a democratic nation, what we've done is but we've created the society where it's a sort of a reverse apartheid, right? So now we've made.
All right, I'll spare y'all today. To sum it up, this is what he said.
I don't want no trouble. Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good for your hand, boss. Good for your hand, massa.
That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand and you can stay here.
Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good now. Toby be real good.
So some animosity in that real good boy. So the positive thing, real quick, and we off of here to make up for all the negative.
Now that's exactly what happened to Vontae's.
Oh my God, she's oh my God, she's
Bars up.
oh my God, she's hurting me.
Really?
Really? She pushed me. Oh my head.
Really?
Oh my God, Michael, get the police.
That's when I started
She's
gagging.
pushing me. She's pushing me. She's kicking me out. Get the guys out. Get the guys. Oh my God, she's a psycho. She's a little psycho and pushed me out. And you record this.
Now listen.
That was the white bitch. That's the good one right there. Anyway, I'm sorry to put y'all through this, and I appreciate all of y'all for listening. And make sure y'all subscribe to Matron's channel. I don't know if she was live today. I don't know what I'm gonna do Wednesday because I'm hearing the playback and it didn't work. The mic didn't work. I tried to do this to see if it will work, but I can hear the video, but then I hear me. So I don't know. But I'll figure it out. But shouts out to Raw in the building. Shouts out to Bawana in the building. I appreciate y'all for listening. And you know what? This will be my last words for y'all. I'll let them tell me their last words.
I don't want no trouble. Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good for your hand, boss. Good for your hand, massa.
That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand and you can stay here.
Toby stay. Toby
Oh, I'm sorry, Mason. Go live. I would have got off of here if you had one on. I was waiting. I thought you was going at 7. I'm sorry. So go ahead, go live. I'm sorry. I'm getting off of here. And shouts out to I thank you for coming on here. So yeah, y'all subscribe to Matron channel. Y'all go over there right now. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I had to test out today to see how it worked, but I'm sorry. So you know what? Y'all go to Matron channel and while she's going live, let me me see, man. I got it wrong. This is me here. Well, not this part, but so yeah, this is me.
I want to hear you say your name. Your name is Toby. What's your name?
Forecast.
Kunta.
Yo, look at Bakari looking like, damn. That's me on the thing. That's Bakari right there.
Lord God help that boy. They're gonna whip him dead. What's your name? Say it. Toby.
All right. I never said, well, I don't know my real name. Like Malcolm X said, I don't know my real name. Y'all go to Matron channel right now. I'm sorry for coming on here. And as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.